Hello and welcome to a World Series edition of the Big O Show with Orestes Destrade doing a little samba to start off. How are you, partner?
I love this song, by the way. I love this music.
This
that
is
you
good.
picked. It personifies me very well. I do. I mean, I like
All
my
credit
salsa.
to Timmy Hamon.
Timmy Hamon.
Yeah.
Timmy Ham, you're the best. And JP, you're the
Our
best.
producer.
What a weekend.
God, what a weekend. I'm sorry we can't talk football on the show. Or lightning, but we can.
But we can.
Yeah.
It was a good football weekend.
Do you know, speaking of football,
By the way, your FSU just took care of what they needed to take care of.
42-7. Where'd that come from?
I have no idea.
Somebody must have started pulling NIL deals. You know what it was?
They signed some NFL players, I think.
No, they what it was is they just they bring the music down. They got to see their new football only facility. 120 million, whatever the hell it was. It's beautiful.
But it's not finished yet, right?
Oh, it's finished now.
Oh, it is.
They're finally moving into it.
Oh,
weight rooms. I mean, just
I knew that was on the
locker rooms
on the come.
Oh my God, unbelievable!
Really?
And I think Norvell said, "You guys don't get to move in here until you win an ACC game."
Let's go.
And they went, "What? Oh, okay.
Listen,
All right, we'll go play."
that's how you motivate 19 and 20-year-olds. You got to give them a little.
Whatever it takes.
You got to give them. I got a teenager
Whatever it
still
takes.
left at the house. You got to give them a little taste of something.
I think, yeah. So
Yeah.
FSU won. Miami lost, which is always good in my house.
Holy cow.
Wow.
What
Choke
is wrong
City.
with him in November? By him, I
Choke
mean
City.
Mario Cristobal has
4-11 in
4 and
November
11
and December,
in November and December.
and like 27-5 in October and September.
I don't get it.
But
He needs,
all that going
he
on,
needs to steal something from the Dodgers is what he needs to do.
all that going
Figure out how
on,
to
26 million people on a college football Saturday night turned into what?
Right.
Game 7 of the
Right.
World Series. 26 million, bro. That's
Listen,
a lot of baseball fans.
I was just overwhelmed. I enjoyed the whole series. I enjoyed all the postseason being a baseball guy, but I truly enjoyed game 7. That was, and man, I've been around baseball for over 40 years, bro. So as a player, as a coach, as a broadcaster, front office guy, special advisor. So I've seen it from here to Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
And that game was the most dramatic game. So many nuances of excitement. The whole series was historic in so many different facets as far as length of games. Several players did things that we had never
seen before.
Ernie Clement, with the most hits in postseason. You could just name, Miguel Rojas. I'm going backwards, leading to the great, Yoshinobu Yamamoto and what he ended up accomplishing by going back to back and pitching and winning in the 6th game, and then coming out and pitching almost 3 innings, 2 2/3. So. Again, as I mentioned, as we were going out on the great JP Peterson show, it is a great show, brother.
Thank you.
And well deserved and well watched. Is that I was a part of a couple of Game 7s in Japan, albeit in their Japan series, which is also
It's just like the World Series, folks. It's just as big,
listen,
just as pressure packed.
It is as big, and it always has 55,000 people, watching at the stadium, and millions always watching. So,
and they're all domes there, right? So it's loud as
most of them are
domes.
domes. Yeah, most of them are domes nowadays. In fact, my old stadium got renovated, and they created a dome.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is that a Game 7 has so much drama to it, and this one did not disappoint. And but the fact that we saw so many different, dynamic plays. But really it starts and ends with what Yamamoto did. You got to understand that this guy pitched and won in 9 months this year. He won in March.
That's right.
A game
That's right.
Japan.
In Japan.
So
where
he won
where the Dodgers started.
9 months he had to win in a game, and then he finished November 1st. And in Canada. So talk about a whirlwind of a season for this guy. Probably one of the most deserved MVPs in the history of the World Series. To go out and throw 130 pitches over 2 games, by the way. 130 pitches, let me get the stats completely right. I want to say he had 6 hits that he gave up, only 1 run, 7 Ks, 2 walks. And throughout the World Series, he held them to a 1.02 ERA. He threw 84 strikes. Those 130 pitches.
Christmas.
They hit $170 off of him.
That's a pretty good lineup too.
That's the same guy that has won an MVP in the MPB in Japan Major Leagues, 3 Sawamura Awards. By the way, the Sawamura Awards, we compared to the Cy Young, it's actually higher than the Cy Young because they have an American and National League setup. The Sawamura Award, they do have awards for the best pitcher of each league. The Sawamura Award is the best pitcher of both leagues. He's won that 3 times. He's won a Japan Series title. He's won a WBC Series title, tournament title. The only thing this guy's lacking, and I'm going to call my bookie right after the show and say, put some money on him winning the Cy Young, because that's about the only thing that he's missing in his career right now.
Well, he can't win an MVP because
freaking
teammate.
He's got Shohei. You're right. I didn't think about that. Yeah, the MVP is not happening. But what he did and how he pitched, especially on Game 7, because I wasn't expecting him to be able to notch it up to 97. He was spotting 97. He has a splitter that's 91, 92. And then, oh, by the way, a curveball that's 79, 80 miles an hour. That's basically a 12-6 straight down. So you're seeing pitches that are coming like this. You're seeing his split that goes down and away. And then you're seeing a fastball that he darts and spots where he wants. You got to hand it to the fact that he has so much training, so much discipline. That I can attest to the Japanese mentality and their Zen mentality towards being a warrior in the baseball field. Mm-hmm. They really are incredible about that. That was one of the first things that when I first went to Japan that I noticed and that I had to acclimate to, which is how serious they practice, how fundamental sound they are. But this guy has taken it to another level. The stretching, that he does, the yoga that he does, he does a judo workouts as far as his tumbling stuff that he does, stands on his head. This is every day, not just the days that he's pitching. So
stands on his head?
He stands on his head. That's what he did in Game 7.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we use that cliche for goalies all the time in the NHL, but he actually does it.
Right.
He actually does it in meditation and all that.
No,
they take it to a different level.
It to a different level, man. And we'll say one more thing about the game. And I was saying it in the show just a little while ago. When you really, I think this has gained, you said 26 million, but I think it's gained and reinvigorated the baseball purist fan.
Oh, yeah.
Not just the purist, just even the lay fan, mainly because of the fact that, we can have social media and so many reporting on this game and the excitement and everybody from the true fan to,
it's all over TikTok.
It's all over, bro.
Yeah.
And but the other thing that's great about this game that is showed impeccably in the World Series is that when you're watching a baseball game, because the way the dynamics of a game of baseball, unlike really any other sport, is that all the other sports are frenetic. All the other sports are like hike, tip the ball, drop the puck, drop the ball in soccer. It's go. And both offense and defense are going at it. Baseball develops like a flower, bro.
Yeah.
And the ball is pitched. That. Yeah, it does. And then you can actually, as a fan, see the plays develop. You don't need, Troy Aikman, who's great at it, that he's the only guy that can really see it more than you or in real time.
What's going on? And
then he has to come back and diagram it for us. Anytime I'm watching one of those games.
because there's so much going on.
When I'm watching
happening games, away from the play. Yeah.
What are you waiting for? You're waiting for them to come back and put that full screen where they're showing what happened with why the cornerback dropped in and where the blitz came from and what happened.
That's a great point. Yeah.
All of that happens so fast in a football game that you have to appreciate the greatness of it, right? But it's hard to see it. And in baseball, you see everything develop. And then you have nuances of the game that remind you of other sports.
Yes.
You know?
But the nuances to just every single play. And to your point, when you got all these guys going at it in baseball, it's like it's a very individual sport. It's like ball hit to Rojas. He's got to gather the ball and make a perfect throw at that moment,
right, to
the catcher who now it's his turn to do everything.
Make sure that he stays on the bag.
You know, and that it starts with the pitcher and his, you know, defined motor skills and it is. And
when it's played right, and when plays develop correctly, and the game's moving like now that MLB has it moving swiftly, it really is.
And then you throw in the drama of the end of a season of 162 plus playoffs, and everything comes down to this, you know, this much at home plate, you know, because you didn't take a secondary lead. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And that's what draws us in as fans. And every pitch is magnified. Like during the regular season, you're nodding off and you don't even know what that happened.
Correct.
But in the playoffs, everything is magnified. Yeah. Every pitch, every swing, every movement defensively. And it all came together in this World Series in that way. And that's why people just eat it up.
And you even add, you know, the movements. Listen, this is a team that got beat twice, 6-2, 6-1, and got kind of embarrassed after the 18th inning, you know, walk-off home run by Freeman. And you're thinking, okay, they're done. I literally thought that there would be a Game 7, but I thought it would be Toronto because I did not believe that the Dodgers could win 2 straight in Toronto. With that fan, the excitement, the kind of the momentum that the Blue Jays have. Not only just that, the Blue Jays were outplaying them throughout that series going into Game 6.
The Dodgers win it after the 9th inning of Game 3.
Embarrassing, right?
Outside of the walk-off home run, they couldn't score.
They couldn't score, bro.
And for 2 more games, they went 27 innings, scored 3 runs.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it.
So when you're looking
came back to win.
The moves that Doc made.
Before we get to that, I want to get into that, but want to say hello to our great sponsors, Texas Roadhouse at Wesley Chapel, where you spent Game 7. This is a great story.
It is, man.
You went in for, you know, just a little meal.
The Texas Roadhouse, I call them TRWC over there. I purposely wanted to watch Game 7 over there. They have a great setup. And it's a wonderful family restaurant. They were packed, packed to the gills. Kids, you know, and I walked in, and thankfully my boy, you know, Tyler Hamilton had me a little corner at the bar, you know, kind of waiting for the Big O.
There we go.
And I had us, in fact, talking about Tyler took care of me behind the bar, and I had me a beautiful. I sent you a picture of it.
You did.
You know, I had a 12-ounce New York strip. You know, just buttery with sauteed onions and sauteed mushrooms with the baked potato. No, I didn't have baked potato. I ended up going with the mashed. I went mashed with brown gravy and green beans and my sweet tea.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
It was outstanding. And
the green beans, I'm like, oh, yeah.
And big screen. In fact, you should show a picture. You got the picture of Tyler and I? Because it was a great backdrop with yeah, I did. And Tyler was great.
Oh, that's in the other thread. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the other thread. But anyway, had a wonderful time watching the game there. They're the best. In fact, I was sitting next to a couple that goes there regularly and literally goes to watch some sports, have their steaks, and they go, we always sit at the bar because it's just so inviting. And they were saying how wonderful the waiters and waitresses and bartenders are over there.
Oh, look at that setup. Look at that big baseball.
Look at the baseball in the back, dude. Yeah. And,
it's like a sports bar, but the food's like insane.
But it's a restaurant. Yeah. And the food's insane. The quality's insane. The service is insane. And the prices, as I always say, it's comfort food at a comfortable price. So had a wonderful time there. Met a kid who ended up sitting next to me after that couple left and watched the second half of the game. He's from Venezuela. He's actually a baseball coach here over by the veterans and Anderson. In fact, he's coaching right now Cecil Fielder's youngest little boy. Yeah, he's got a 10 or 11-year-old that's built like Prince Fielder. He says he's a chunk and lefty. Chunk. Yeah. Oh, he can mash.
What's his name? Your friend?
His name is Alejandro
shout out
Vieira, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Alejandro Vieira. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Let me get down to Alejandro. No, Riera. Reira. Shout out to Alejandro, and the coach loves baseball. So we watched the game from like the 4th all the way on to the 11th.
They're cleaning up around you.
They were literally cleaning up around me. In fact, around us. Thankfully, the only reason that we were able to watch the game in its entirety, because everybody had left, was because his girlfriend, Emma, also works for Tyler Hamilton.
You go. Okay, there you go.
Emma's like, you guys are good. You guys are good. And we're like just saying, give us 5 more minutes. And sure enough, man, Miguel Rojas hits that home run and then the double play to end the game, because I don't think they would have gone into the 12th with us. We were not making the 12th. We were gonna have to jump somewhere else. But
Texas Roadhouse, Wesley Chapel, great sponsor. Get on out there, watch a game, just go for a meal. It's fantastic. Also, Kingmakers Tampa, where we're coming to you live from right here. It is a special private club that you can be a part of. Go to kingmakerstampa.com and come take a nice little tour of the place, and you'll see this beautiful production studio, which you can use. We have a great meeting rooms that you could use for business. We have private rooms. There's a shared space there as well. A great conference room. We have a golf simulator. You could play any great course in the world. I've used that many a time.
Pebble Beach.
I played there, and I played Augusta. So, and then we have a big sports bar out there where you can host events. So it's a really cool place. It's kingmakerstampa.com. Check it out and become part of it. And Genesis of Tampa, the Murphy Auto Group.
Yes.
Where we are helping the folks in Jamaica.
Don't forget.
And you can help them as well. Here's how you do it. You can go on Amazon and order a bunch of MREs, which is these pre-made food things that we sent to Jamaica.
The rations,
the rations. So you can have them shipped to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue. And then we will take them to Jamaica. Gray Bull Rescue will fly them down there. If you have any other goods that you have at home that you want to donate to Jamaican hurricane relief, just bring it over to Genesis of Tampa, and Gray Bull Rescue will make sure the folks in Jamaica get them, because there is a great need, a lot of destruction down there. They need food. They need, diapers, canned goods, all that stuff. So Genesis of Tampa, great local partner here. And you can buy a car there too, with no payments till 2026.
Phenomenal cars, phenomenal experience over there. By the way, 80% of that island was devastated of Jamaica. So they need a lot of help. So support that if you can. Think of them.
All right, Genesis of Tampa. All right, so let's get back to it. I wanted to dig in. You're about to go in on Dave Roberts, Doc Roberts, the manager. And boy, in this time of analytics and going by the books and taking out Blake Snell in Game 6 because you don't want him to go time to the order, they did not do that.
They went completely off the grain.
Off script.
They went off script in so many different ways. Number one, when you go back to Game 6, he had to do something with Pages. Pages just was not delivering. An exceptional center fielder. More to come on that, because obviously if you watched the game, you saw that Pages delivered in the end. Saved the series. So many people saved the series. But before that, in order to put in to take out Pages, they literally moved Tommy Edman to center field. You move Tommy Edman to center field, you have a vacancy at second. You bring in arguably their best defender of all is Miguel Rojas. Here's a guy that can play second, short, third, stick him at first, do wherever. He's a Gold Glove type of an infielder, a guy that Mookie Betts leaned on all season long when he went back to shortstop after all those great years in right field. So what does Miguel Rojas do? Not only does he do a great play to end that Game 6 at second base, one of the hardest short hop picks. It was really his defensive play and pick that made that end of the game double play in order to end Game 6 when Kike Hernandez decided to, again, the smart play again by Kike Hernandez, who's such a headsy player. He looked at his card. He literally said after the game, and it says, Hernandez, I should be playing him a few steps back. I want to cut that base hit off at home, at home. So second and third, line drive. He's got the step, catches it, throws it to second. Miguel Rojas makes a great play. Great job by Doc to bring in, Doc Roberts to bring in Miguel Rojas in lieu of really Pages.
Double play ends the game.
And
that was what, first and
second and third.
Second and third, one out.
Yeah, one out. The game's
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah. And that was preceded by the ball sticking in.
That was preceded by Barger, who was the guy who gets doubled up, and the ball gets stuck in, a rarity, and it gets really kind of just, wedge.
Yeah, take us through that play.
Well, listen, that's kind of 1 in 100,000. That rarely happens. I probably in my career of 16 years, I saw that happen maybe 3 times where a ball got stuck. A lot of times it'll be on the top, believe it or not, because there's stadiums that have like a bar. Then you have the home
yellow
run,
line.
the yellow line.
Yeah, right.
But there'll be a bar in between the padding. You'll see it sometimes get stuck in there. What the outfielder is taught to do, and Dean, who had also another Doc Roberts move that made a lot of sense, was brought in for defensive purposes in order to take the place of Edman, who's really an infielder that can also play outfield. So there was a lot of shuffling going on for Doc Roberts that made a lot of sense. You're talking about a team that has, so many MVPs, right? So many All-Stars, so many Gold Gloves.
It was the role players.
It was the role players.
Yeah.
Remember I talked about in the beginning of this series that I said the others have to come into play here, and the others did. So Dean smartly, his best play in the series was not at the plate, wasn't even catching a ball. It was throwing his hands up, because if he doesn't throw his hands up, the umpire does not call a ground rule double. They obviously went and checked and make sure that it was wedged in there. If he literally, people may not know this, but if he goes and tries to unwedge that ball, he gives up the right to call it a ground rule double. So
and that's in that situation, Run's going to score to make it 3-2.
Sure.
Barger's probably going to be on third with 1 out.
Yeah. Oh, Barger's at least on second, possibly on third, is going to rattle off the wall.
Right. Exactly. So, by the way, King High School, shout out. Barger.
Great series.
Great series for him.
Great postseason.
Yeah.
The first player to ever hit
budding star.
a pinch hit grand slam.
Yeah, budding star. I mean,
no
come
doubt
on.
About it. No doubt about it.
So he'll be coming back here locally, and we need to have him on the show for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But so it's 3. It would have been 3-2. Hit Barger on third. Changes everything.
Changes everything. Then he gets picked off, obviously, on that great play by Kike Hernandez, and an even greater play by Miguel Rojas.
Which you can't really. That's a tough play for Barger. Off the bat, I disagree. Off the bat, I don't think Kiki's getting that ball.
You know why? It's a mistake play, and they had 2 egregious plays. We're going to get to the second one with IKA. But the reason that's egregious is that in that play and along the other one that we're going to describe, what you do as a runner, especially on second base, really you do it at every base, but especially first base and second base. Why first base and second base? Because you got to know whether you're going to be going on to home, whether you're going to tag up, whether you're can score on a thing. How do you know? When every time, and I did this for my whole career, and I wasn't super fast, but I was also super slow. I was a good base runner. After every pitch, not like every hitter, every pitch, you do this.
See where everybody is.
You see where everybody is.
Yep.
Because it actually changes pitch to pitch.
Yeah. Right? Absolutely.
You get, a 3-0 count.
He should have seen that guy. Kike was cheating in.
Was cheating in. He's got to know that Kike is right behind him.
Right.
In left field.
So a line drive, he's got to stick.
A line drive, he freezes. You freeze, you turn around, you play the play. You don't have to be worrying about trying to score the tying run. That's what he was thinking. He's like, I want to score the tying run. So he took 3 or 4 steps towards third, got cut off. Got cut up.
Yep.
Game over. Now, another Doc Roberts, genius play. Again, Rojas starts again, has a great game, the whole thing. Pages comes back late in the game in the 10th inning to play center field.
This is game 7 now.
This is game 7.
Yep.
And he makes that incredible play, off the bat of Clement.
Let's set that up.
Yeah, so basically you've got Clement coming up. You had the play at home already with the bases loaded, right?
Which we'll get to in a second.
We'll get to it
so
in a
many
second.
plays to talk
There's
about.
so many plays. That's the thing about this game. Every game. So, there's 2 outs. He hits a drive. There's a man on third. You're talking about, a chance. No, excuse me. He's got was that bases loaded still?
Yeah, I think it was bases loaded.
Yeah, it was bases loaded. Yeah, it was bases loaded.
Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Loaded, 2 outs. He hits a drive to left center field. And Kike really doesn't have a good beat on it, but he's going after it. He's stumbling after it. And he basically, I call it like it was a wide receiver fighting off a free safety to make a touchdown catch.
Well, Kiki's going back and he's going to try to do a Willie Mays
right
at full speed, which if he does that, he's going to run into the wall, and him holding on to that.
It wasn't good. So he really kind of cut.
And everybody
him off.
in Rogers Center is like, the game's over.
The game's over.
We're going to win. He's not going to catch this.
Is over, brother.
Yeah, and out of nowhere,
here comes Pages. So again, another great move by Doc Roberts in putting Pages, not Dean. He put in Pages. Phenomenal job.
And Pages just reaches above him, makes the play, and saves the series.
So there's so many plays. We'll going into the play before that, when you have the bases loaded, one out,
infield in.
Here it is. It's the bottom of the 10th, and you need. You're just trying to put the ball in play somewhere with Varsho, and he hits a ground ball. The key to this thing, Blue Jays
win.
Yeah, the key to this thing is that Varsho is notoriously a pull ground ball hitter. So since he's a pull ground ball hitter, the third baseman Muncy is shading him to short, right? Because he's not going to hit it straight away third.
Right.
If he was a a guy that flicks it or a right-handed hitter, Muncy now is playing what you call straight up.
And he's in because he's thinking there might be a bunt as well.
Yeah,
could be a bunt play.
Well,
what he's not doing is holding.
He's not holding the runner at
kind
third.
of Falefa on third.
He's literally,
at all.
When you watch it, he's literally, I'd say 10 to 12 feet from third.
Yeah.
At least
and
12 feet. And in. So what happened, I believe, is IKA was still thinking about the Barger double play, and he doesn't want to get doubled up at third by a line drive to the pitcher. The only two guys that can double him up are a line drive to the pitcher or a line drive to the third baseman who dives back and beats.
So you got to be at least equidistant off the third baseman.
Equal distance, but if I was a runner, I wouldn't even been equal distance. I would have been 3/4 distance. So if he's 12 feet away, I want to be about 8 feet away. Right. I can still beat him. He's a quick runner, and he's not going to beat me to the bag. I don't want a chance being 12-12 because all of a sudden maybe a ball
because you can't get picked.
Well, the reason is because you got a left-handed hitter. So a breaking pitch away, and then Muncy realizes, because remember, your defense as an infielder, so as a first baseman, I can almost read if a pitch was going to be a wild ball.
Right.
So if I was a first base and I know that I could get behind a runner, let's say it was first and second, and I saw there's no way there's a right-handed hitter, and it was going to be a wild breaking pitch away, I used to lean towards the bag.
Yeah.
Because I may pick off a guy. Once in a blue moon,
right.
The catcher sees me.
But you're always thinking of this.
You're thinking about that. So you don't want to be too far away. But my God, he was on the bag. Literally, when you watch it from the high home, when they replayed it.
2 steps off the bag.
2 steps off the bag. What difference does that make?
It's the difference of winning the World Series.
It was the difference of winning.
And that's just his first lead. His secondary lead, when the ball is pitched, he's got to be moving towards the plate.
He stayed still.
Yes.
That was mind-blowing to me.
Unbelievable.
That was it was more egregious than Barger getting picked
and with
off.
the infield in, you got to be thinking, I got to get a jump. Yeah. I got to get a jump. I'm thinking,
I got to beat it.
I'm thinking of my lead, and I'm thinking of my secondary lead.
And
contact, good God, ain't no way you're getting me.
And as we have here in the show, by the way, you run through home plate.
You don't slide feet first.
Slide feet first. I mean, there was so
it's
many
a force play.
It's a force play. It's like you're running through first base, and had that 2 steps, 3 steps, secondary lead.
Oh, he's saved by 3 feet.
He's saved by at least a couple steps.
Not out like by this, bro.
Game over. And listen,
thank the Lord that they didn't overturn that call because his foot might have come off the plate.
Yeah, but it came back down. It came back down in time. No, that was so. I mean, when you put it all together,
but if it was hovering over the plate, and it was just like, and we zoomed in, and the cleat was,
that would have been a sad. I would
even if I saw that, I'd say, if you freaking overturned this,
it's funny you say that. To God, it's funny you say that because as that inning was developing, or that particular at bat was developing, Dalton Varshow's coming up. I literally leaned to the guy Alejandro. I'm watching the game. I go, I hope there's not a bang play at home that ends up in a review to end this World Series.
We don't want that.
That would have
so all of this comes down to just, and this is what makes baseball so great,
Right.
is you got to be on. You're thinking about every situation and what you're doing, and if you're not, and the pressure for Rojas to scoop that ball and get it home as he's stumbling backwards, unbelievable. And then 2 outs, you get the Pages play.
Yeah.
Rojas, hits the home run. I mean, there's so many things. We move on into the 11th.
Yeah.
And
Rojas hitting the home run, by the way, a lot of people are like, well, what an anomaly. What it is, but the other plays to me are more egregious than a hanging slider. And I want to come back to that real quick, because that was another dramatic, there was so many, as I always say, these are the Rays of our lives, because it's kind of like a soap opera. There were so many dun moments in the game.
Yes.
One of them was when he runs the count. That's Jeff Hoffman, their key reliever, who, by the way, was second as a reliever in home runs given up this year with 15.
This just then.
Yeah. And but he had not given up a home run in postseason until that home run. He was pitching fantastically, right? He goes out and he runs the count 3-2. 3-2. Who's on deck? Shohei Ohtani. You can't walk Miguel Rojas in lieu of. So when I'm sitting there and I'm watching it again with this kid Alejandro, I go, he's got to throw a fastball.
Yep.
He's got to throw a fastball. And you know what ended up happening? I guarantee you, if they asked Miguel Rojas, what were you looking for there? He's looking fastball, but he kept his hands back. This was a great fundamental baseball for all the coaches or kids. You keep your hands back and you're looking fastball, but he didn't open up on the fastball. He stayed true, kept his hands back, recognized the hanging slider, because what Hoffman opted to do, instead of to throw him the wipeout slider that he threw for strike one to Rojas that he swung through for his first strike, he threw him what they call a get me over slider, in order to trick him, because he's thinking,
he's thinking fastball.
So
I'm going to throw
get me over
slider.
Yeah. He ends up just meeting, the barrel of the bat on a get me over slider, home run. All those dynamics came up into play because of who? That home run was because Shohei Ohtani's on deck.
So many permutations of this, and then Will Smith hits the home run.
Will Smith is off of my guy, Shane Bieber, who I was very high on, and Shane Bieber had done a great job, the night before, and he comes in relief and hangs the slider himself. That one was just a terrible pitch.
Yeah, and
he just hangs it up there. Will Smith hits a monster home run, and it takes it to 5-4. But wait, there's more. There's more. If you call now, you're going to get a
bottom of the 11th. We go to, and Guerrero leads off.
Yeah,
was he lead off?
Yeah. He leads off with a smash double.
Yeah,
gets himself on second, gets himself on third on a perfectly executed bunt. You're at third now. They who ended up happening? What happened after that? You got it in front of you there.
They walked to set up the double play. Maybe
I believe so.
Yeah.
The bottom line is that you end up getting a bases loaded situation, or first and third. What was it?
I think it was bases loaded.
Yeah. And a very dangerous clutch hitter in Alejandro Kirk. I was so impressed with this guy. I don't think anybody was everybody had to be impressed with the season and also the postseason that Alejandro Kirk did behind the plate, but also at the bat. He ends up hitting a ground ball to the great Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, who had so much trouble throughout this whole series, turns an unassisted double play.
To end one of the greatest World Series ever.
The greatest World Series ever.
And Bo Bichette, by the way, we have to mention
three-run jack earlier.
Three-run jack to get everything started. And
I think a key thing off of that three-run jack was that the Dodgers answered right away with a run the next inning. They kind of just at least got on the board, and I think that was a kind of a moral victory for them to kind of answer and not wait till the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Because remember, that three-run jack was like in the third inning, so the game was mighty early then. So there's no doubt that Bo did a great job, but the Dodgers hung tight, man. Listen, after watching how they got out-hit, out-pitched, outplayed, for the majority of this series, Nobody expected, the gutsy comeback that the Dodgers had. By the way, these are two teams that led, baseball in well over 50 plus comeback wins. So they have been doing it all year long, both teams.
Yeah.
But still, at this level, at this magnitude, it just made it so much more dramatic and fun to watch. It was, sometimes I'll watch a game, just a regular game, and having played it, it doesn't captivate me as much.
Right.
This made me just take off my former player kind of cape and just become
a fan
of the game. It
so
was beautiful.
Good. Well, and baseball has a lot of momentum right now.
Yeah, it does.
And it's 26 million viewers, as we mentioned. Don't screw it up.
Yeah, no.
Don't screw it up. And I'm afraid, we're not going to go into it too much because we'll do this for another show.
They can't right now. They can in a year.
So the 26th season, we'll all be talking about a possible lockout in 27 because the CBA is up at the end of 26.
Right.
And if the owners are dead set on getting some type of salary cap,
it seems that way.
The Players Association is dead set on that never happening.
Right.
Everybody wants a salary floor. I think we can all agree on that. And even the owners, I think, would want that. So
the players definitely want a floor because that's only going to,
and it's desperately needed because unfortunately most teams are looking at the Rays going, oh, I can make lots of money.
Sure.
Just trading away my big time players for younger, talented players that are a lot cheaper and keep making money and winning regular season games, but we'll never do anything in the postseason.
Yeah.
They don't care. So this is the time when it's needed. I mean, baseball, all the changes they've made, with the run, with the bases, the bigger bases, speeding up the game with the pitch clock, no more shifts, all these things that the purists say would crush the game, runner on second and extra innings. That it hasn't. It's made the game so much better. It's never been more athletic. It's never been more spectacular. And now you just hope that greedy players and greedy owners don't screw the whole thing up.
I have this feeling, and maybe it's my general kind of personality of optimism that something's going to happen, and that they're going to hopefully, even this winter, if you look at the next important dates, November 18th is the quarterly owners meetings. Some things need to be bandied about and talked about there, obviously amongst themselves. Right?
Yeah, well, let's get it done early.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be done early, but I think there's going to be hopefully some impetus to have earlier dialogue. Let's not wait.
Don't lead up till last second.
Yeah, let's not wait till November 2nd, 2026 to start talking. Let's just start trying to dialogue now and see how you can get certain things.
But the game has never been better. There's never been more money.
Better.
Yeah. I understand in years past that the entrenchment of the owners and the players, but everybody's making money. It's like, don't screw this up. Like have a bigger vision. Say, you know what? We'll lose on something. We'll lose on this, but in the end, everybody wins.
Yeah.
Because there's never been more competition for the entertainment dollar.
Sure.
With, hockey is getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
You're seeing an explosion of these lower sports that have never been a factor in terms of soccer, international soccer.
Yeah.
Hell, volleyball, women's soccer, WNBA. Everything's getting segmented.
Yeah.
And the big sports if you screw this up, you'll have a chance of people leaving and never coming back.
And you also have, on the year where the CBA will be negotiated at the end of next year, you also have WBC come in.
That's right.
Which is a huge, positive. I can't see how it's not going to be any more grandiose and bigger than the last one was, which was dramatic. Head to head with Team Japan.
Yeah, the attendance was great. The ratings were fantastic. The play was amazing.
So this is going to be huge.
Yeah.
So you're talking about kind of like ride that wave and make the right decisions. It's easier said than done.
I know,
because what they're looking at is the long game, so to speak,
money
and the long game of money for the players. It's protecting and kind of making more money for the younger players. That's the thing, because what you're having is haves and have-nots. There's no doubt that the league and the owners are trying to kind of keep that chasm of, I want to keep these guys at 800,000, $1 million. yeah, I'll pay the top guys a bunch of money, but I don't want a lot of in-between guys. And I don't want to be paying the younger players upwards of millions of dollars when they're in their first, second, third years.
Yeah, there needs to be some major financial change to make all the franchises competitive.
Yes.
And that right now, you start the season, 2/3 of the league is non-competitive in terms of payroll and having a chance to win the World Series. Maybe not 2/3. I'd say maybe half.
Yeah, I'd say more like half.
A half. Yeah. So if we can change that and do what the NFL does and make it competitive for everybody and get every market really interested, so that Pittsburgh and Cleveland and some of these other markets don't feel
Colorado,
like they cannot compete.
Yeah.
Arizona, and I think that would be great for the game, great for the players, because more people would make more money. I think it's a little top heavy right now.
Yeah.
The stars are making all the money. The rank and file aren't. That needs to be spread out more, in my opinion. So there's a lot of financial things. I think they got the game in order now. It's really good.
Yeah.
Now they got to fix their financial house.
You know what's interesting? Actually, the Tampa Bay Rays come into play in a lot of this.
As we transition to the Rays.
Yeah, it really is, because of the fact that the stadium plays a part in another aspect of revenuing, which is 2 new teams. That could be upwards of anywhere between $4 to $5 billion coming back to the existing owners.
Mm-hmm.
So, that all kind of comes into play, though it won't be part of the CBA agreement. It's part of like, hey guys, let's play well together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do these things. So if the Rays finalize a stadium deal, that helps, push forward.
Expansion.
Let's protect this.
Yeah.
Let's protect this and not lose money.
And we think that's happening.
Yeah. The Rays play a part in this, is as far as like with new ownership, how are they going to act with reference to where they're going to loosen the purse strings a little bit going into this year? I think it all has a little bit of a domino effect.
Yeah.
They jump into the $100+ million payroll, which I feel that they need to, and they will, with signing Junior Caminero to a longer extension. Granted, he's not going to be making $10-15 million in those first years. It's going to be staggered, but still, re-anteing up with some of their players that whether they trade them or not. But Brandon Lau at 11.5, Fairbanks at 11. They got to kind of pop up a little bit into and that'll kind of carry over into what we're talking about with a floor scenario.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the Rays. The offseason, they've got some decisions to make.
They do.
Fairbanks is due, I believe, $11 million.
$11 million.
Yeah. B. Lau's due 12.5.
No, 11.5.
11.5. B. Lau is about the same. 12.5. Who else? Yandy?
Yandy's Yandy has an option next year.
Okay.
Drew Rasmussen has an option next off.
So these two are the main options that they can look at. These are the main
option scenarios. Actually, Tyler Walls has an option too at around 2.5 thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if they don't exercise that option, which makes every sense in the world, he's every bit worth. He plays more than you think.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
with the WAR,
that's
the best on a team.
Yeah, you've got to tie him up. Why do you tie him up? Because if you don't give him that option, he's still team controlled, but he hopes that they don't option his contract, because then he would go to arbitration, and in arbitration, that kid's going to get $4 or $5 million.
Yeah, I agree.
So they're going to tie him up. No problem there. Now the question comes: who's getting traded from the big pack? You know what I mean? The big pack being, guys like Fairbanks, Brandon Lau. Dare I say?
So re-signing them and then trading them.
Yeah,
possibly.
I think Brandon Lau gets traded, and I think you made a good point a couple of 3 weeks ago when we were talking Rays, in that the kid Simpson does not need to be playing the outfield.
He's a career second baseman.
He's a career second baseman with a second baseman's arm.
Yeah.
So the only way that you keep Chandler Simpson in the outfield was if he was an exceptional outfielder.
Yeah, and he's not.
I'll give you an example of that. A light home run hitting, but high average, high stolen base, high run scored, great defense is Quan with the Cleveland Indians.
Right.
Just won his 4th Gold Glove.
Right.
That's not what Chandler Simpson is.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same size, same speed, same makeup of a player, should score 100 runs, should hit 280 to 300. That's what Quan does. But Kwan is an exceptional outfielder. Chandler Simpson is not and doesn't have a very good arm. So you got to open up a spot for this kid because I want this kid in the lineup for 600.
Right at the top.
You want him at the top
every game
somewhere. If he struggles a little bit, then you put him in the
he
8
hits
and
lefties
9.
and righties.
He hits lefties and righties. He actually is a good hitter.
Yeah,
we're not
really
talking
good.
slap.
No,
he's actually a really good hitter. So I've been impressed with his hitting prowess. Doesn't need if he gives me 2 home runs a year or
who
0,
cares?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I need him to score 100+ runs. I need him to pressure the defense. And then I need him to be comfortable at a place that he's playing defense, by the way. Because imagine if this kid is playing where he's more comfortable in. You know how probably many times he was in the outfield kind of shaky thinking about that?
He took some bad routes.
Not only did he take some bad routes, but he's also, it'll affect your offense sometimes because you're just worried about that.
Yeah.
So you comfortably put him at second. What does that mean? Brandon Lau may be expendable. Yeah. And there's certain teams that really are after Brandon Lau. San Diego Padres for sure have been after him since the
day. You could get something really good for him.
Something really good. You can get
at $11.5 million. Teams are going to want him.
You can get top relievers. You can get possibly a mid-range starter. You could get some quality AA, AAA, guys that are on the cusp of being big leaguers. That's what I do. And I take my chances with Chandler Simpson at short, then at second, and then you go out and you get yourself a power hitting outfielder, an O'Hearn. There's a few out there that you could trade for or sign as a free agent. O'Hearn would be a free agent.
Who's playing center field then?
I think they're going to stay in-house.
Yeah.
I think they'll stay in-house and they'll probably try to do some sort of kind of platoon situation with a very talented Johnny DeLuca. I actually like Johnny DeLuca a lot. And unfortunately, he was mired by injuries, not once, but twice this season.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got, Mangum, who's I think left-handed, solid hitter. Yeah. Right-handed, shaky. So,
but a good outfielder.
And an exceptional bolter.
Really good outfielder.
Bolter. So then you can kind of you can platoon.
You're playing to your strengths now.
Yeah, you play into your strength. You use, you use Jake against righties. You use Johnny against lefties, and you tandem that. That's okay. That's a little bit of the Rays way. Don't go out and spend $15 million a year on a center fielder. You need a power left fielder. It's not Christopher Morel.
No.
Period.
No.
All right, so you do whatever you can do with Christopher, and you package them together, and maybe you send them with Brandon Lau wherever you're sending him, right? Yeah. And then obviously, Josh Lowe has to step back up. But I have a lot of confidence in Josh Lowe. I have. You've told me that this is like the third time that
I'm not high.
I like his swing as a former hitter, and what I see, I think that Josh Lowe.
Oh, when he's right, he's fantastic.
And the speed and the defense potentially.
And the injuries.
But, but he's still young. He's manageable,
Even when he was playing this year, though, he was not great.
He was not great. No. But I mean, but he got injured early, and that kind of set him in a funk. Oh, 100%.
Does that happen?
It happens a lot, man. When a guy gets hurt and you're trying to rush back.
He have an oblique?
He had an oblique, yeah.
So that can linger all year long.
Linger, and then he was trying to do too much, and he's trying to get back in the mix. He sees these other guys in the outfield doing their thing, and so he needs to be a guy that can possibly hit 25 to 30 home runs. He's got that type of power, driving 80 or 90. And now all of a sudden you get another outfielder that's a 25, 80 guy. Those are out there. And that's where you need to spend your money because the rest of the roster, as far as offensively, I like. Now, are you going to take a chance on Carson Williams being your guy day to day? I give him that opportunity in spring training, and he needs to come into camp. This kid needs to be working out already, JP. He needs to be working out right now as we're speaking. And by that, I mean working on his swing. I'm not worried about his defense. Working on his swing, to cut down his swing, and to hit at the major league level. Heck, at the minor league level, he's striking out almost 40%. So, but this kid has so much just God-given talent and tools and hand-eye coordination that if you cut down his swing, it's akin, and I've said it many times, to guys like Anthony Volpe with the Yankees that also needs to be working out when he comes off the surgery, and cut that swing down. Don't worry about trying to hit 30 home runs. Hit 15, hit 280, play great defense, and you got guys around you.
Yeah, but I'm on the hometown plan because I'm going to bring Bo Bichette
listen,
home.
You know, it's funny because we said that when we had Dante Bichette on the show.
That's right.
We said it even before we had Dante's dad on the show. What has transpired since, the best chance that the Rays had to sign Bo Bichette is that he never picked up a bat in the World Series.
Right now,
he picked up a bat in the World Series.
And
this kid, young man who had not hit since September 6th, looked like better than all the other hitters that have been hitting.
How hard is that?
Unbelievable, dude.
Sit out 2 months.
Major league pitching and not have hit since September 6th. I was thinking he's going to be overmatched. He had a couple knocks the first game, drove in a key run in game 6, hit a 3-run jack in game 7. Get out of here, bro. I mean, this guy.
Can the Blue Jays afford him though?
Yes, dude. The Blue Jays are jacked.
I know they
got a lot. They got Canadian. They got the whole country of Canada money. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, they made a lot of money in the World Series.
I'm kidding about that. It's just Toronto, but they made a lot of money in the World Series. They have been a tandem package since they came up. You got to remember that John Schneider was their manager in Double-A.
But Dante said he'd like to come home.
I'm sure Bo, would like to come home to some degree. But I'm telling you right now, don't you think that those two guys right now, as we're doing the show right here, November 3rd on a Monday, are thinking one word: unfinished.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, and again, they came up together. They're the tandem buddies, the boys. And John Schneider had them in Double-A. They went with Charlie Montoyo for a little minute there, and that didn't work out. Schneider gets the spot as the manager of big leagues. I think that they keep that core, and they're more willing to trade away or not re-sign some other guys. But I think our boy Bo is going to be getting 300 plus.
Yeah. All right. A couple of by the way, if you have any comments or questions for Big O, you can do it at X at the JP Peterson Show. You can do it on YouTube, FanStream Sports Tampa Bay, and you can do it on Facebook at JP Peterson. So if you like to comment here, he will answer any of your questions. Michael LaRue has a question. So the Dodgers have bought the best dynasty money can buy. Is their approach good or bad for the game of baseball? It feels like everyone else is just playing for second place.
I don't know if everybody else is playing for second place. You know why? Because the fact that they didn't just, if you run away with the World Series, if they would have gone out and did what they did last year and won four games to 1 and just beat up on the Jays, a talented Jays team. Now you're talking about they beat a talented Yankees team and a talented Jays team. They swept the Milwaukee Brewers. You're going like, oh man, we'd be sitting here going, oh, this is a dynasty. This is a dynasty. Dare I say, this is not yet a dynasty. This is a great team that has won back-to-back and had to fight and claw to win back-to-back. And I do not sit here and say, oh, they're winning next year automatically. I'm putting them in the running because if everybody comes back healthy, they still have the core roster for it, right? But remember, we saw Mookie Betts kind of, struggle. Freddie Freeman, had great moments, but it's another year and another year. And what I will tell you from experience of having played in Japan 3 back-to-back, what kills you too, and it happens in the NFL too. Another reason you have not seen too many repeat winners in the NFL other than the incredible, run that Kansas City has had. And in the NBA, every team that plays long for multiple years in a row, remember, the offseason is shortened for you. So you don't have a whole lot of time to kind of heal up and weather the marathon that is a baseball season. You're back on in 140 something days. If I'm not mistaken, pitch 1 is being pitched. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in April. So this is hard to do at this level. Now, the question was, is it fair? Listen, it's consistent with what the Dodgers bring in. and what is available for them. Because if they weren't making the money, they wouldn't be spending that money. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're making it in droves, so they're spending it. What teams need to do is the ones that start making more money need to start spending more money.
That's right.
on their deal.
And
so
to our point earlier, even out the playing field would be good for all of baseball.
Yes.
Yeah. Mario Christian said, part of me wanted to say that the Jays hit some bad fortune, but Bichette having a bad wheel may have hiddenly cost them the series for a few assets, a few moments, I think what he's saying. And that could be true.
Possibly running the bases. There was a point where he couldn't score on a ball. Yeah. But I think more, when you think about the Jays and the others players that we're talking about, man, did they cover for Bo? Yeah. I mean, Ernie Clement had 30 hits, man. He was looking to close out the series that we were talking about. Almost that great play with 31, but he had 30 hits. I believe 12 or 13 in the World Series. Jimenez was just phenomenal, both defensively, but more so offensively with clutch RBIs. So they weren't really hurting for extra offensive, outbursts. Yeah, a healthy Bo would have helped, for the whole series. But the bottom line is that they hit, and they had some rough luck with some balls that get wedged,
the wedge ball,
and some bad base running at home.
Yeah.
Those two bad base running were the thing. And then you had a Hoffman and a Bieber that hung sliders that needed not be hung. But they also go back to the hanging sliders. You go back to Shohei Ohtani. We haven't even talked about the greatest player in the world ended up kind of becoming a subplot in Game 7. Really. Though he used his greatness to help that home run by Miguel Rojas. But remember, him starting in Game 7, I was worried about that. I don't know if Doc Roberts made the right call on that one. Mm-hmm. It almost kind of really, cost
backfired.
him.
Yeah.
Why? The 2 home runs that he gave up in pitching were one after an 18-inning game. Man, I don't care. He's a robot, but he's not really a robot.
Yeah.
Okay, he's still human. And the one thing that I know about pitching is that your legs give out a little bit, and if your legs give out a little bit, then you drop a little bit. Your elbow drops. Here comes that slider that needs to be tight down and away, or the sweeper that needs to be tight down and across, and it kind of flails over.
Yeah.
And he gave up 2 jacks that were costly in games 4 and in games 7 that goes to show you how difficult this sport is.
No, he's human.
Yamamoto was different because he pitched, in Game 6, but he hadn't been playing all those innings and running around and getting on deck and hitting homers.
It's ridiculously hard to do.
What he's doing. Exactly. So, it was a chance. I actually would have started Glass now, but and then brought in, Shohei for 3 hitters for 1 inning and just go at it. But starting and pitching that whole game, I think was a little bit much.
Yeah. All right, partner. Great show. As always, want to thank our sponsors once again, Texas Roadhouse, Wesley Chapel, where you enjoyed Game 7, and that you sent me that picture. It inspired me to go get a ribeye of my own to cook it at home.
Cook it at home.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'd rather go to Texas Roadhouse and have them do it for me.
Yeah.
Wesley Chapel right there. So go check them out. KingmakersTampa.com, our private club that we're at right now. You can be part of this as well. Just go to KingmakersTampa.com. And the Murphy Auto Group, Genesis of Tampa. If you buy a new car right now, no payments until 2026, courtesy of new Rays owner Mike Murphy.
Jamaica.
And help out Jamaica as well. We can go to Amazon, order the MREs, have them shipped directly to Genesis of Tampa, which is 801 East Bears Avenue. And they will, courtesy of Gray Bull Rescue, will fly them all down to Jamaica to help out the folks down there. And any supplies you want to bring over to Genesis of Tampa, food, non-perishable, obviously, and any clothing or anything, supplies to help out, you can bring it to Genesis of Tampa, and they will get it down there to Jamaica. So great show, my friend. As always.
One last comment in reference to postseason. Now to the off-season reports will be plenty. By the way, we're going to be bringing you all the ins and outs of what's going on. This is how dramatic this year's postseason was. there was 5 different games that were winner take all. 5 different
Did
games.
not realize that.
5 winner take all games between the wild card, league, division series, league series, World Series. It was an incredible. God bless baseball, and thank you for a great postseason.
Super fun. All right, partner, we'll do it again on Friday.
Tranquilo y tropical.
We'll see you then.